Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I'm going to be totally frank with you. I have tried to record this opening to the video multiple times, unsuccessfully, because I've tried to do it in a very touchy-feely manner, and it's failed miserably. So the only way that I'm going to be able to do so is just by saying exactly what I think. And you probably read the title of this video, seen the thumbnail, and thought, what on earth is going on here? Well, as many of you will know, Bleeding Cool is a filth rag. Written by crazy SJW weirdos. And they are weirdos. Ray is one of those. One of those absolute tapped in the head people who think they're on the right side, but all they show is how racist they are, bigoted they are, how they're full of misanthropy, how they're full of white guilt, all of this kind of stuff. And this article that he's put together today is the epitome of that. And so what I'm going to do is give a very brief overlay of what he's talking about. We're going to see the thing in question, and then we're going to go through the article. And we'll see where it goes from there. So the title is Doctor Who Jon Pertwee Not Safe for Work Video. Further proof why female doctors only from now on. Brackets opinion. A crap opinion, but an opinion. Now he's referring to this. This is, and I will stress, a corporate video. Now, if you don't know what a corporate video is, not trying to patronise anyone here, a corporate video is an in-house company video. So if I was to make a corporate Heel versus Babyface video, I'd be making a video for me. I'm the only person that's seeing it. And this is a corporate video for the company Zanussi, who, I don't know, are they still going? I don't even know if they're still going. But they deal with appliances for the house, washing machines, tumble dryers, all that kind of gubbins. I definitely remember Zanussi as a kid. The appliance of science, you see? Catchphrases, they stick with you. They stick with you all their life. And Jon Pertwee was asked, as Doctor Who, as the Doctor, to do a corporate video. Now, if you don't know who Jon Pertwee is, you're thinking, why are we talking about this old guy? Jon Pertwee was the third Doctor to take on the role. There was William Hartnell, then there was Patrick Troughton, then there was Jon Pertwee. And Jon Pertwee was a very beloved Doctor. And so much so, one of the recent Doctors, Peter Capaldi, who had the role before the horrendous Jodie Whittaker took over, he paid a lot of homage to Jon Pertwee. It's his favourite Doctor, in the way that he dressed with the red lining in the jacket and stuff like that, and the way that he grew his hair out, ultimately, was all a homage to Jon Pertwee's Doctor, his favourite Doctor. And he was asked to do a corporate video. Are you ready for this? In 1981. Nearly 40 years ago. Yes, this crazy person who writes for this piece of filth, Bleeding Cool, is wanting to pull somebody through the dirt, through the mud, for a video he did, a private video for a corporation nearly 40 years ago. By the way, a video, of course, which is written for him. He is an actor. He is given his lines, he says his lines, he takes his payday. That's what he's there for. And this was done in private, obviously, for the corporate itself. So what does the video go through? Well, the video goes through a campaign that they are going to have in regards to cover for your washing machines. That's what it is. Whether or not you take a 12-month cover or I think a 5-year cover. And he talks with, and they play it out like an episode of Doctor Who. And we have like a couple of companions and they're like, but doctor, how do we do this? How do we do that? And he just explains it all to what would be the managers of the branches who would be all gathered to watch these corporate videos. Okay, this wasn't meant for TV, never meant for TV. So as ever, the doctor has his companions. He has him, and then he's got usually a younger, attractive lady with him as well. And she's asking, right at the end of the video, she asks a question because there's a joke. Now, the joke is 100% sexist. Absolutely. And the joke is, but doctor, where can I find Zanussi? Because Zanussi sounds like a planet that the doctor would visit. And he says to her, well, let's just play the thing and you can see for yourself.
It's forever.
Doctor, before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Zanussi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
What? Yeah, that's quite shocking. That's quite shocking. Why is it quite shocking? Because it's 2019 when we're listening to it, not 1981. So yeah, there's a bit of a shock there. Now, I laugh because it's shocking. Is it sexist? 100%. Would it fly today, in current day? No. Should it fly in current day? No. Okay, but this was another time. This was 40 years ago. Does that justify it? Well, having watched it, I think this is actually part of a joke. I think the joke is, but Doctor, where in the universe is Zanussi? And when he says, show us your, I think people are expecting him to say, show us Uranus, because it's a planet that the Doctor could potentially go to, and I'll tell you. But they don't. They go for the shock factor, and it shows your tits, and I'll tell you. Okay. It's shocking by today's standards, but does this guy deserve to get dragged in? No, he's an actor doing a job. That's what he is, an actor doing a job. Does that mean, right, that any actor that's played a rapist or a murderer, does that mean we're going to cancel them? Oh, did you see that David Tennant played a murderer in that film? Disgusting. Disgusting that he... No, this is such a skewed piece of garbage. Before I've even gone into it, this humorless person who's devoid of he's just full of hate. This person, Ray, just full of hatred. So desperate to take somebody down who's been dead for 23 years. John Pertwee passed away in 1996. And that, as I said, was recorded in 1981. Why? So he can go, wham and rule, white males, toxic. He's got to go back to 1981. What a freak. So here's the article. I was torn. And I'm not going to link it. I don't link trash. If you want to source it out, by all means. I was torn by what to do with this post. I say it like this because, you know, he is like acting like a Shakespearean. Whether it was worth giving exposure to or not. Giving exposure to an advert that was, a corporate video. Not an advert, not for general TV, not for the general public. A corporate video to be seen in-house only at Zanussi that's 40 years old. I don't know whether to give it exposure. Oh, Ray, you're so sad. You are tragic beyond belief. But at a time When scared little boys freak out every time a woman dares play in their corner of geek pop culture sandbox. It never hurts to remind people how shitty things used to be, and in a crapload of ways still are, for anyone who isn't a straight white male. Just by reading those first couple of sentences, you already know that Ray is... Probably needs to get off the internet, Ray. Get off the internet, turn it off, go for a walk, see the world, interact with a human being. Do something like that. And always remember, in Ray's world, heterosexuality is bad. If there's any show recently that's seen its fair share of privileged pushback in that regard, it's Doctor Who. Now, as I've said in the past, I was pro the Doctor becoming female when they were toying with the idea. And the reason why I was pro changing the gender of the Doctor was I thought the show had got stale. And I thought they needed to try and mix it up to see if that would, make the show get a little bit more spice, whether or not it would present better ideas, different ways of thinking, interesting dynamics in the way that the Doctor would behave as a female as regards to a male. But they chose not to do any of that. They just chose to virtue signal. And what was even worse is Jodie Whittaker, who took over the role, just started coming out with all these garbage statements like Doctor Who has always celebrated the male gaze, which is stupid. And I was actually quite surprised at how many females were annoyed that the Doctor had gender changed, because they love the idea of it's a very romantic idea of this ultra intelligent, strange, tall, dark, handsome man in quite a lot of recent cases. The Doctor's been a very handsome man in recent times. You had Pete Eccleston, he's not an ugly man. You've had David Tennant, he's a gorgeous hunk of a specimen. Then you've had Matt Smith, handsome young man to say the least. Even Peter Capaldi, attractive man. So you can't say that the Doctor's been ugly. And yes, they have companions who are also attractive females, regardless of colour. They're all attractive females. Why? Because people like to see attractive people on TV. They don't want to look at ugly people. We like looking at attractive stars. We like looking at our Tom Cruises and our Scarlett Johanssons on the screen doing amazing things. Because it's fantasy, you weirdo! Because it's fantasy. It's not reality. It's fantasy. It's so we can vicariously live out our fantasies of being a superhero, of being a spy, of being a time-travelling alien from the planet Gallifrey. But these humorless weirdos just want to tear everything down, destroy. So after Jodie Whittaker started coming out with these ludicrous statements, which just simply weren't true, she didn't endear herself to the audience. She didn't endear herself to the fan base. She did what every stupid far-left weirdo does today. They decide to butt heads with their own fandom. Hey, let's do a Marvel Comics. Let's butt heads with our own fandom. Oh, why are we losing sales left, right and centre with comics? Why can't we sell a comic to save us bloody lives? Why is comics in decline for the, 4, 5, 6 years in a row now? Because they don't give people what they want. And the first rule is give the people what they want. So Jodie Whittaker wasn't attacked in any way, shape or form because of her gender. By a minuscule portion. Sure, minuscule. But she was challenged because of her own statements and the way that she locked horns with the community. Here we go. Now, for the straight white males who just read that and rolling their eyes, feeling a little butthurt right now. Oh, good. No, Ray, you're a joke. You're a joke. This whole first paragraph is just laughable. You're a parody of a human being because you can't human being because you're an NPC. You don't know how to human being. You don't know how to emote. You don't know how to feel. Everything's just destroy. You're precisely the problem I'm speaking to. And I'm not wasting time on lectures that go nowhere. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you have to say. That's as far as I'm going with this article, by the way. I don't need to go any more into this. Because I think you understand, people. I think this says everything. This is just a crazy freak wanting to tear down the legacy of a beloved doctor who took on an acting role 40 years ago for a corporate video, who's been dead for 23 years, and you want to use that person as the example for whamming doctors from now on. You are the epitome of disgusting. What planet are we living on, people? What planet do we live on now? This morning, right? This has been what I've done this morning. I got out of bed, had a shower, got dressed, went to the gym, interacted with human beings, had a laugh, came back home, ate a sandwich, a nice sandwich, and then started on today's video. And I have to the first thing I have to read is this. This crazy weirdo. John Pertwee was a great doctor. John Pertwee is a beloved man. And it's sick to see what these type of people try and do. I mean, sick. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.